Hey everyone, this is Carvations here for MCOC War Season 29, War number 1 of the season. I am taking Path 6 this season in the first section, and in this war I am back up in Section 2. This first fight is against a R1 Taskmaster, and I'm going to be using Dr. Doom. And this fight, I don't have any respect for an R1 in war these days, so I'm kind of just not even trying very hard. I'm just going to block attacks and build up to my SP3. Anytime I use a special, you get the bar power, so if I build up to my SP3, I can Doom cycle him and it'll be all over. So that was the plan here. I had planned on using Doom in the boss circle if I was called upon, and you'll see in a video later that I was called upon, so that was good. So I'll be honest, I wasn't too thrilled about the idea of being back up in Section 2. I was asked to do it mainly for a time zone thing, so I kind of went along with it. I just want to do whatever's best for the team. We're trying to push for Platinum 4 this season, so if they felt like that's what was best, then that was fine. I'll swallow my pride and go from there. So this next fight is against a Storm Pyramid X. I'm bringing Warlock, and this is a pretty straightforward fight. Again, I just don't want to push her to her SP2. Or SP1's super easy to dex, and because Warlock has power draining abilities, if I do push her too far, I can drain her power. So no worries going into this fight. She is kind of annoying because she does glance some of her hits, but this wasn't a fight I was worried about. Warlock is about as good as you can get for this fight here. SP2, love that. Always does good damage. I always like that. Always like seeing big chunks go off the meter. Oh, come on, didn't kill her? Okay, one more hit. I don't care if I hit into the block, it's over. So that leads me to my next fight, and I wasn't very happy with the way this one turned out. Spoiler alert. So, fighting in Iron Man Infinity War, I'm going to be taking Dr. Doom. And I wouldn't say I didn't have a good plan going into this fight. It didn't work out in my favor, as you'll see. And there are a few mistakes that I committed in this fight. You can see he's running suicides. Had an indestructible that I blew there, which at the time I didn't really care because I have no problem dexing his SP1 or SP2, so I wasn't overly concerned. But I wasn't exactly managing my power very well, and after talking it over with a friend, the fact that he had suicides, that was a big reason why I was able to keep this fight even close. Even though you'll see it towards the end, I think it was still winnable. I probably should have just been forcing special so he would just kill himself. But mistakes were made. I'm actually, there's another YouTuber I follow that he sells a t-shirt. I'm probably going to buy it because mistakes were made in this fight. So coming up is you're getting ready to see the big mistake that I made. I knew going in that the 10%, he's going to auto block. He does. I have a lot of power at this point, and the timer just went up. There's a 15-second timer that goes on the entire fight. Whoever has more power basically steals the power. So he instantly got SP3. I come out, and I just was like hoping I'd just catch him off guard with my SP2, which I didn't. And boom, roasted. Not the kind of boom roast you want to get. So I died. So now I'm pissed. So I go in with Nation, and I'm not even thinking. I'm just going to go in and forgot all about the auto block again, but it doesn't matter because he's just going to kill himself when he does a special. So, man, what an ugly fight. So that was it for me. I'm back up in section 2, so I went to bed, woke up, and officers were tagging me to see if I could take this Dragon Man fight. In the boss circle, he is an R3, and he has an unblockable special 2. So, easy peasy. Just force him to whip his tail around. And I'm just going to doom cycle him to death. And I think I used an indestructible boost, which he does get on me because, as you can see, I passive stunned him a few times. And right there, I just stood there. I'm not really sure what happened there, but that's why you use the indestructible boost. I also use a 10% attack boost because I have probably 4 or 5 of those in the overflow. So I figured, why not? I think that's all I used. I could be wrong. So this is the beginning of me doom cycling him. You know, the one bad thing about doom cycle is that when you review the videos, they take forever. The beauty of it is that I can do this over and over again. So that's basically what I did. And so after this one, I'll have 2 Furies. And typically, when I have 2 Furies, I was kind of contemplating after I did this whether or not I could throw off my SP2 and kill him. And I decided to do a little combo after this here, just because I wasn't exactly sure it was going to be enough to kill him. And I did not want to push him to SP2. So then at that point, I knew he was down low enough, and that was it. So that was the end of the war for me. A buddy of mine, Fed Fire, Kingslayer, soloed the Apocalypse boss. But unfortunately, we came up a couple ABs short of winning this first war. So that's it for war number 1. War number 2 is actually going on right now. I just finished my first fight, and I am actually doing path 5 in section 2. So, until next time, remember, Nationwide is not a sponsor of this video.